So it's been a little while since I talked books with you guys, and we were actually supposed to be camping this weekend on the Oregon coast, but our day yesterday did not go as planned. We were planning to do a couple waterfall hikes, but we couldn't find the first one that we wanted to go to, and our backup one was closed because they needed to do some trail maintenance after some winter storm damage. And then when we got to our yurt that we were staying at, it smelled really strongly of cleaning chemicals. So we were trying to air it out. And then as I was recording and doing stuff, my husband discovered that there was also black mold growing in it along the edging of the yurt. And so we just decided that was not a good idea to spend the night in. So we came home early. Thank you to my husband for driving us the 2 hours there and the 2 hours back yesterday. It was a little disappointing, but I think it turned out for the better as far as like things not working out, and we got home before it got dark, so that part was fine. But instead today, since it is raining and we're having a nice cozy Sunday, I thought I would talk to you guys about what books I read in January. Most of the books I read in January were cozy fantasy books that I really enjoyed, and they were perfect for winter season since I feel like I don't get out as much this time of year. Having nice comforting reads was hitting the spot. But the first book that I finished was Stephen King's Wizard in Glass, which is the fourth book of the Dark Tower series. My husband and I have been reading them since the fall, and he just finished it. I have two more left, and the one that I just finished, the Wizard in Glass, that one was probably one of my least favorite ones. It had more of a backstory of Roland when he first became a gunslinger, and I don't know, I just wasn't interested in that story, which took up the majority of the book. And then the current quest that he's on with his cadet, it was kind of all over the place, and it had a lot of like pop culture references that was kind of, I don't know how I feel about that book. But I just read the fifth one, and I will talk about that in another vlog, but that one was much better. But then after that, I just went into like cozy fantasy mode. I started reading the majority of the books that I bought for my birthday back in November. And the first two that I read are by Travis Baltree. I read Legends and Lattes and then Bookshops and Bone Dust, and these were so cute. I gave these both a 5-star. I just loved them. I loved Viv. She is an orc. She wants to get away from bounty hunting and what she did in her previous life to open a coffee shop. And it's just super cute. All these different characters are drawn together both by her and the coffee shop, and it's just a wonderful found family story. And then this one is its sequel. This one was just as good. It's her backstory. This is a prequel to the first one. This is like when she's super young and just starting out, and she gets injured and has to go recuperate in this little sea town, and she starts helping at this cute little bookstore and makes a whole bunch of friends, which she's not used to. But just, they were so cute. And then there is a third one to this series, and I know it came out this last fall, but the paperback is going to be out this summer, and so I'm really excited to get a copy of that, and then I will finish this series. But super cute. Can't recommend this enough. Definitely made me tear up a few times because it was just, I just love all the characters. And then the second set of cozy fantasy books that I got, I also bought around my birthday and in September when I went to Idaho. The Spell Shop and then The Enchanted Greenhouse. The Spell Shop is the first one in this series, and again, super cute. My friend recommended this to me since she saw that I really liked Sangu Mandana's a very, what is it? A very secret society of irregular witches, and a witch's guide to magical innkeeping love those also. Very cute, cozy fantasy. But she recommended this to me and I really liked it. Um, it's about this girl who's a librarian and their city is being overtaken by a revolution because they live in the capital, and um, she has to flee, but she doesn't want to flee without all of her books. And she ends up taking this sentient spider plant who can talk and think for himself with her because they are friends and he's her assistant. So they go on the run and they end up going back to her family's cottage, which has been abandoned for years. When she was younger, her parents moved her into the city and she hasn't been back to this island since she was very young. Um, she's really awkward and doesn't know how to interact with anyone, and um, just again, all of her interactions are like super fun and you really enjoy all the characters that she meets. And then she also finds a found family in these in a community where she's living. Anyways, I don't want to give too much detail because I think it might spoil some things, but it was so cute. And then the sequel was just as good. um, this one, the Enchanted Greenhouse, it is about another librarian that you learn about just kind of offhand in the first one. And she has been turned into a wooden statue, which you find out why, but she is awoken after like 5 or 6 years in, and she doesn't know where she is, but she finds this greenhouse and she goes in and meets the gardener who's been taking care of it, and it's an enchanted greenhouse. And um, the greenhouses are failing, and so she steps in to help. And it's kind of, it's another found family trope, but super cute, super unexpected twists, and you just can't help but love these characters as well. So both of these I think I gave a 4.5 star. um, they were really delightful, and I don't think there will be a third one to these. They're kind of tied together, and they wrap up in a way that I think it's only going to be a two-part book series. Um, the author said when she was finished writing this one, the story of this girl just kept sticking in her head, and she knew she had to complete it. So um, I don't foresee there being another one, but I would love it if there was. And then the last book that I read, which was another book that I got for my birthday, it's Before the Coffee Gets Cold. This one I've heard a few people talk about online and wanted to read it. It's definitely cozy and it's definitely fantasy, but it has a different vibe. Like it's more, has realistic vibes, even though there's a sense of time travel in it. There's this little cafe in Tokyo that there's one chair that if you sit in it and obey all these rules, you can travel back in time. And so it's broken down into 4 different stories of 4 different people who time travel, and they're like loosely connected. But it was a really good book. It was definitely different from anything I've read, and um, it was surprising. I think I gave it a 3 star. It didn't totally grab my attention, but it was still a really good read. And there are 4 other ones in the series, which I think I will read as well because I'm curious to see um, what else they come up with. Like the second one is called Tales from the Cafe, so I wonder if it's just going to be like 4 or 5 like other stories of different customers, or if it's going to like um, be about the people that were in the first book. But yeah, those were super cute. I had a really good reading month in January. I read 6. The Dark Tower book that I read this month was really long. It was like 900 pages. So that one was like 2 books in one. And after that, I was just kind of like brain dead after a while because it was just such a thick book to get through. But I just finished the 5th one in that series, so I have 2 left, and I think I will be done by the end of February with those. So I'm hoping to wrap those up, and then maybe my husband and I will do like a joint um, book review on the entire series since we read it together. That was the first series that we've ever read at the same time. I usually recommend books to him based off of what I read and what's off my shelves, but this was the first time that he wanted to read something, and so um, I read along with him, and it's been really fun. But it's hard because we've been borrowing them from the library and we only have one copy, so like he'll get ahead of me, and then it's kind of hard to have discussions with each other because he knows what happens next, and so a lot of things he can't tell me, but it's still been really fun. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I think I am going to just sit and read a new book I got. It's called Bingsu for Two. That is the last one from my birthday haul. Um, and it's a YA book, which so far has been super cute. So I'm gonna go read, and I will see you guys very soon in the next vlog.
Yeah, goodness. Okay.